First contact. The vast expanse of space stretched out before Captain Alina Reyes as she stood on the bridge of the UES horizon. Stars twinkled in the distance, a stark contrast to the tense atmosphere aboard the human vessel. It was the year 2250, and humanity had finally achieved faster-than-light travel, venturing beyond their solar system to explore the galaxy. "Captain," Lieutenant Jared Chen called out from his station, "we're picking up an unusual energy signature at the edge of the Orion Nebula." Alina's eyes narrowed. "Can you identify it?" Chen shook his head. "Negative, Captain. It doesn't match any known human or Galactic Union signatures." The Galactic Union, a loose confederation of alien species that humanity had encountered upon entering the interstellar stage. While not openly hostile, relations between humans and the Union had been tense from the start. Humanity's rapid technological advancement and expansion had made many Union species nervous. "Plot an intercept course, Lieutenant," Alina ordered. "But keep us at a safe distance. We don't want to provoke anything we can't handle." As the horizon approached the energy signature, a sleek, crystalline ship materialized before them. Its hull seemed to shimmer and shift as if it were made of living light. "My God," Alina breathed. "Chen, are you seeing this?" Before Chen could respond, a piercing whine filled the bridge. Crew members clutched their heads in pain as an alien voice reverberated through their minds. "Humans," the voice said, its tone a mixture of curiosity and disdain. "We are the Lumina. Your presence here is unexpected." Alina gritted her teeth against the psychic intrusion. "This is Captain Alina Reyes of the UES Horizon. We come in peace and mean you no harm." There was a pause, and Alina felt a gentle probing at the edges of her consciousness. She instinctively recoiled, causing a ripple of surprise to emanate from the alien presence. "Interesting," the voice mused. "Your minds are resistant, primitive, yet resilient." Alina bristled at the implied insult, but kept her cool. "We prefer to communicate verbally. Would that be acceptable?" Another pause. Then, "Very well. We shall accommodate your limitation." A holographic image flickered to life on the horizon's bridge. It showed a being of pure energy, vaguely humanoid in shape, but constantly shifting and flowing. "I am Zar-El, emissary of the Lumina," the being introduced itself. "We have observed your kind from afar, watching your stumbling progress through the stars with some amusement." Alina clenched her fists but maintained a diplomatic tone. "We may be new to interstellar travel, but we're quick learners. We hope to establish peaceful relations with all species we encounter." Zar-El's form rippled, a gesture Alina interpreted as skepticism. "Your species has a history of violence and conquest. The Galactic Union has concerns about your rapid expansion." "We've moved beyond our violent past," Alina argued. "We come seeking knowledge and cooperation, not conflict." "Pretty words," Zar-El replied. "But actions speak louder. We shall see how you conduct yourselves in the greater galaxy." Suddenly, alarms blared across the horizon's bridge. Chen's fingers flew across his console. "Captain, we're detecting a massive energy buildup from the Lumina ship." Alina's heart raced. "Zar-El, what's happening?" "We've made no aggressive moves." The Lumina emissary's form pulsed rapidly. "This is not our doing. Something is wrong with our ship's core. We cannot control it." The crystalline ship began to glow brighter, cracks appearing along its hull. Alina realized with horror that they were witnessing the beginning of a catastrophic overload. "Zar-El, can you evacuate your people?" Alina asked urgently. "Our escape pods are non-functional," Zar-El replied, panic evident in its mental voice. "We are trapped." Alina made a split-second decision. "Chen, prepare for emergency teleport. We're bringing them aboard." "Captain," Chen protested, "our teleporters aren't designed for energy beings. We don't know if. We have to try." Alina cut him off. "They'll die otherwise." As the Horizon's crew scrambled to modify their teleporters, the Lumina ship's glow reached a blinding intensity. Just as it seemed the ship would explode, taking both vessels with it, Chen shouted triumphantly, "Got them! Teleport successful!" The Lumina ship imploded, collapsing in on itself before winking out of existence. On the Horizon's cargo bay, dozens of confused and frightened Lumina materialized, their energy forms flickering uncertainly. Zar-El's voice echoed in Alina's mind once more, this time tinged with genuine gratitude. You saved us. Despite our words, despite the risk. Why? Alina smiled, relief washing over her. Because that's what humanity does. We help those in need, regardless of our differences. As medical teams rushed to assist the Lumina, Alina couldn't help but feel that this incident might be the first step towards true understanding between their species. However, she also knew that saving the Lumina would have far-reaching consequences in the delicate balance of galactic politics. The Horizon had just become the center of a diplomatic storm that would reshape the future of human-alien relations, and as Captain Alina Reyes gazed at the swirling colors of the Orion Nebula, she steeled herself for the challenges that lay ahead. Unlikely alliance. The cargo bay of the UES Horizon hummed with an otherworldly energy as the rescued Lumina adjusted to their new environment. Captain Alina Reyes stood at the entrance, watching as her crew worked alongside the alien beings to establish suitable containment fields. Dr. Aisha Patel, the ship's chief medical officer, approached Alina with a look of wonder on her face. "Captain, this is incredible. The Lumina's physiology, if you can call it that, is unlike anything we've ever encountered. They're pure energy, yet they maintain cohesive thought patterns and individual identities." Alina nodded, her eyes fixed on the shimmering forms. "How are they adapting to our ship?" "Surprisingly well," Aisha replied. "We've managed to create energy fields that mimic their native environment. But Captain, there's something else you should know." Before Aisha could continue, Zar-El's familiar mental voice reached out to Alina. "Captain Reyes, may we speak privately?" Alina glanced at Aisha, who nodded in understanding and stepped away. "Go ahead, Zar-El. What's on your mind?" The Lumina emissary's form flickered before Alina, its colors shifting in what she was beginning to recognize as emotional indicators. "We owe you a debt, Captain. Our initial judgment of humanity was hasty. We're just glad we could help," Alina replied diplomatically. "Do you have any idea what caused your ship's malfunction?" Zar-El's form pulsed with what Alina interpreted as hesitation. We believe it was sabotage." Alina's eyebrows shot up. "Sabotage? By whom?" "There are factions within the Galactic Union who fear humanity's potential," Zar-El explained. "They see your rapid advancement as a threat. We Lumina have long advocated for open communication with emerging species, but others prefer isolation or even preemptive action." The implications hit Alina like a punch to the gut. "Are you saying someone tried to destroy your ship to prevent contact with us?" "It's a possibility we cannot ignore," Zar-El confirmed. "And now that you've saved us, you may have inadvertently placed humanity in the crosshairs of a galactic conspiracy." Before Alina could respond, the ship's intercom crackled to life. "Captain, to the bridge immediately." Lieutenant Chen's voice was tight with urgency. Alina rushed to the bridge, her mind racing with the newfound information. As she entered, she was met with a scene of controlled chaos. "Report," she barked. Chen's fingers flew over his console. "We've got multiple ships dropping out of FTL, Captain. Galactic Union signatures. And they're charging weapons." On the main view screen, a fleet of sleek, predatory-looking ships surrounded the Horizon. Their designs varied wildly, showcasing the diverse species that made up the Galactic Union. A transmission cut through the tense silence. A reptilian alien appeared on screen, its scales shimmering with an oily iridescence. "This is Commander Shar of the Galactic Union Peacekeeping Force. UES Horizon, you are in violation of non-interference protocols. Power down your systems and prepare to be boarded. Elena straightened her uniform, projecting a calm she didn't entirely feel. This is Captain Elena Reyes. We responded to a distress call and rendered aid to the Lumina vessel. We've committed no violation. SAR's vertical pupils narrowed. The Lumina situation is an internal Union matter. You will turn over any survivors and submit to our authority, or face the consequences. As Elena opened her mouth to respond, Zar-L's energy form appeared beside her on the bridge. The luminous presence seemed to startle Sar. "Commander," Zar-L's mental voice projected to all present, "the humans saved us from certain death. They have shown more honor and courage than those who would leave us to die for their political games." Sar's scales rippled with barely contained rage. "You overstep, Zar-L. The Council will hear of this treachery." "The Council will hear the truth," Zar-L countered, "including the evidence of sabotage we've uncovered." Elena watched the exchange with growing unease. They were outnumbered and outgunned, caught in the middle of a conflict they barely understood. But as she looked around at her crew, humans working seamlessly alongside the ethereal Lumina, she felt a surge of determination. "Commander Sar," Elena interjected, her voice firm, "we have no quarrel with the Galactic Union. But we will not stand by while innocent lives are threatened, regardless of species. The Lumina are under our protection until this situation is resolved diplomatically." Sar's face contorted in an alien snarl. "You may, fools. You have no idea of the forces you're meddling with. This is your final warning. Surrender the Lumina, or we open fire." The bridge fell silent as all eyes turned to Captain Reyes. In that moment, she knew her next decision would shape the future of human-alien relations for generations to come. Elena took a deep breath, then spoke with unwavering resolve. "Lieutenant Chen, bring our weapons online. Zar-L, if your people are willing, we could use your knowledge of Union tactics." As the Horizon's systems hummed to life, and the Lumina integrated themselves with the ship's computers, Elena addressed her crew and their new allies. "We stand for what's right, no matter the odds. Together, we'll show the galaxy what humanity and the Lumina can accomplish when we work as one." The tension on the bridge was palpable as both sides prepared for confrontation. But amidst the looming battle, a spark of hope flickered to life. The beginning of an unlikely alliance that would challenge the very foundations of galactic society. Galactic standoff. The bridge of the UES Horizon thrummed with nervous energy as Captain Elena Reyes faced down the Galactic Union fleet. Beside her, Zar-L's luminous form pulsed with determination, its energy seamlessly interfacing with the ship's systems. "Weapons locked on the lead vessel, Captain," Lieutenant Chen reported, his voice steady despite the tension. Elena nodded, her eyes fixed on the view screen. "Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Open a channel to all ships." As the communication link established, Elena addressed the fleet. "This is Captain Reyes of the UES Horizon. We have no desire for conflict, but we will defend ourselves and our Lumina allies if attacked. I propose a diplomatic solution to this standoff." Commander Sar's reptilian face filled the screen, his scales rippling with barely contained fury. "Your proposal is denied, human. You've meddled in affairs beyond your comprehension. Prepare to." Suddenly, Sar's image flickered and was replaced by a new face. This alien was avian in appearance, with iridescent feathers and piercing golden eyes. "This is Counselor Orcs of the Galactic Union," the newcomer announced. "Captain Reyes, your actions have caused quite a stir in Union space. However, I'm curious to hear your side of the story." Elena felt a glimmer of hope. "Counselor, we responded to a distress call from the Lumina ship. We found evidence of sabotage, which Zar-L can confirm. We believe there are factions within the Union working against peaceful relations with humanity." Eric's feathers ruffled slightly. "These are serious allegations, Captain. Commander Sar, stand down your weapons. We will convene an emergency session of the Council to address this situation." Sar's image reappeared, his face contorted in a snarl. "Counselor, with all due respect, the humans cannot be trusted. That's enough. Commander," Eric's cut him off. "Return to Union space immediately. Captain Rice, you and your Lumina guests are invited to present your case before the Council. Will you accept?" Elena exchanged a quick glance with Zar-El, who gave a subtle nod. "We accept, Counselor. Thank you for your willingness to listen." As the communication ended, Elena let out a breath she didn't realize she'd been holding. The immediate danger had passed, but they were far from safe. "Lieutenant Chen, set a course for the Galactic Union capital," she ordered. "And alert Dr. Patel. We need to make sure our Lumina friends are prepared for the journey." In the following days, as the Horizon made its way to the heart of Union space, Elena worked tirelessly with Zar-El and her crew to prepare their case. The ship buzzed with activity as humans and Lumina collaborated, sharing knowledge and bridging the gap between their vastly different cultures. Dr. Patel made a breakthrough in creating a stable environment for the Lumina, allowing them to move more freely throughout the ship. In engineering, the Lumina's advanced understanding of energy manipulation led to significant improvements in the Horizon systems. As they approached the Union capital, a massive space station that dwarfed anything humanity had built, Elena called a meeting with her senior staff and Zar-El. "We're about to step into the political heart of the galaxy," she began, looking around the table. "The decisions made here will shape the future of human-alien relations for generations to come. We need to be prepared for anything." Zar-El's form shimmered. "Captain, there's something you should know. The evidence of sabotage we discovered, it points to a group known as the Isolationists. They believe that contact with lesser species weakens the Union. If they're behind this, we may face more danger than we realized." Elena frowned. "Do you think they have supporters on the Council?" "It's possible," Zar-El admitted. "The Isolationists have been gaining influence in recent years. Your arrival on the galactic stage has only fueled their rhetoric." Lieutenant Chen spoke up. "Captain, maybe we should reconsider. We're walking into a potential trap." Elena shook her head. "We can't back down now. This is our chance to show the Union what humanity stands for. We'll face whatever comes our way, together." As the meeting concluded, Elena found herself alone with Zar-El. The luminous energy form pulsed with what she had come to recognize as concern. "Elena," Zar-El said, using her first name for the first time, "I want you to know that whatever happens, the Lumina are grateful for what you've done. You've shown us a side of humanity that many in the Union refused to believe existed." Elena smiled. "And you've shown us that there's so much more to the universe than we ever imagined. Whatever challenges we face, we'll face them as allies." The Horizon docked at the Union capital, its human crew and Lumina passengers stepping into a whirlwind of alien sights, sounds, and sensations. As they were escorted to the council chambers, Elena couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at the diversity of life surrounding them. The council chamber itself was a vast amphitheater, filled with representatives from hundreds of species. Elena and Zar-El stood side by side at the center, facing the stern gazes of the council members. Councillor Eric's voice rang out, silencing the murmurs of the assembly. "This emergency session of the Galactic Union Council is now in session. Captain Elena Reyes of Earth and Zar-El of the Lumina, you stand before us to present your case. Be warned, the consequences of your actions here today will echo across the galaxy." As Elena prepared to speak, she felt the weight of history on her shoulders. This was humanity's moment to prove itself on the galactic stage, and she was determined not to let her species, or her new allies, down. With a deep breath, she began. "Esteemed members of the Council, we come before you not as intruders or threats, but as seekers of truth and cooperation. The events that brought us here are a testament to the potential for understanding between different species. We ask only for the opportunity to share our story and to work together towards a future that benefits all sentient beings in our galaxy." The council chamber fell silent, all eyes fixed on the human captain and her Lumina companion. The fate of interstellar relations hung in the balance as Elena prepared to present their case, acutely aware that every word could tip the scales between peace and conflict. The Council's judgment. The council chamber buzzed with a cacophony of alien whispers and mental projections as Captain Elena Reyes concluded her testimony. She had laid out the events that led to the Horizon's encounter with the Lumina, the evidence of sabotage, and the allegations against the isolationist faction. Zar-El floated beside her, its energy form pulsing with a steady rhythm that Elena had come to recognize as resolve. The Lumina had corroborated her account, adding weight to their claims with data retrieved from their damaged ship. Counselor Orcs, the avian alien who had intervened during the standoff, leaned forward. Captain Reyes, Zar-El, your testimony is troubling. If what you say is true, it would mean elements within our own union have committed acts of terrorism and attempted murder. A reptilian counselor that Elena recognized as Commander Sar's species hissed in disagreement. This is nothing but a ploy. The humans seek to drive a wedge between union members. We cannot trust the word of these newcomers. Murmurs of agreement and dissent rippled through the chamber. Elena clenched her fists, fighting to maintain her composure. Just as she was about to speak, a new voice cut through the din. Perhaps we should hear from someone else, came a melodious tone. A being that appeared to be made of living crystal stepped forward. I am Counselor Xyra of the Crystalline Collective. We have remained neutral in union politics, but I believe I can offer a unique perspective. Orcs nodded. Proceed, Counselor Xyra. Xyra's faceted body shimmered as it addressed the assembly. My species communicates through light and resonance. We can detect deception in other beings with near-perfect accuracy. I have observed the humans and Lumina closely during these proceedings. They speak the truth. A hush fell over the chamber. Elena felt a glimmer of hope, but she knew the battle was far from over. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the station. A holographic display materialized in the center of the chamber, showing a fleet of ships emerging from FTL. Counselors, a frantic voice called out. We're detecting multiple Union ships approaching, weapons hot. They're not responding to hails. Chaos erupted in the chamber as counselors shouted accusations and demands for action. Eric's voice cut through the panic. This session is suspended. All non-essential personnel, evacuate immediately. As the chamber began to clear, Elena turned to Zar-El. We need to get back to the Horizon. Whatever's happening, I have a feeling we're going to be in the thick of it. Zar-El pulsed in agreement. Agreed. But Elena, I fear this may be the isolationists making their move. If they're willing to attack the Council itself, then nowhere in Union space is safe, Elena finished grimly. As they raced through the corridors of the station, dodging panicked aliens of all species, Elena's mind whirled with possibilities. They had come here seeking diplomacy, but now found themselves in the middle of what could be the opening salvo of a civil war. Reaching the Horizon's docking bay, Elena and Zar-El found the crew already preparing for emergency departure. Lieutenant Chen met them at the airlock. Captain, we're ready to go, but he hesitated, glancing at Zar-El. Spit it out, Lieutenant, Elena urged. We've received a distress call from Counselor Orcs. His personal shuttle is under attack. He's requesting our help. Elena's eyes widened. Orcs had been their strongest advocate on the Council. Saving him could cement humanity's position as allies to the Union. But it would also mean putting her crew in grave danger. Before she could respond, Zar-El spoke up. Captain, I believe I can be of assistance. The Lumina can interface with your ship's systems, enhancing your shields and weapons. It may give us the edge we need. Elena nodded, a plan forming in her mind. All right, here's what we're going to do. Chen, set a course for Counselor Orcs' shuttle. Zar-El, gather your people and integrate with our systems. I want every advantage we can get. As the Horizon disengaged from the station, the scene that greeted them was one of utter chaos. Union ships fought each other, energy weapons lighting up the void of space. In the distance, Elena could make out a small shuttle weaving desperately between the larger vessels. "That's got to be Orcs," she muttered. "All hands, battle stations. We're going in." The horizon surged forward, its systems humming with newfound power as the Lumina merged their consciousness with the ship. Energy shields shimmered with otherworldly patterns, deflecting incoming fire with unprecedented efficiency. As they closed in on Eric's shuttle, 3 enemy vessels broke off to intercept them. Elena gritted her teeth. Evasive maneuvers. "Chen, target their weapon systems. Let's show them what humanity and Lumina can do together." The battle that ensued was unlike anything in human history. The horizon moved with impossible grace, its human crew working in perfect synergy with their Lumina allies. Energy beams lanced out, disabling the enemy ships with surgical precision. Finally, they reached Eric's shuttle, extending their enhanced shields around the small craft. Elena opened a channel. "Counselor Eric's, this is Captain Reyes. We're here to get you out." Eric's relieved voice came through. "Captain, I'm in your debt. But we can't leave yet. I have critical information about the isolationists' plans. We need to warn the Council." Elena exchanged a look with Zar-El. They had come to the heart of Union space, seeking understanding, and now found themselves fighting to save it from tearing itself apart. As the horizon maneuvered through the battlefield, sheltering Eric's shuttle and fighting off attackers, Elena realized that this was more than just a rescue mission. It was a turning point in galactic history, and humanity was right at the center of it. "All hands," she called out, her voice steady with determination. "This is no longer just about us or the Lumina. The future of the entire Galactic Union is at stake. Whatever comes next, we face it together, as one crew, one ship, one united force for peace in this galaxy." The horizon pushed onward, carrying with it the hopes of humanity, the Lumina, and now, perhaps, the entire Galactic Union. The true test of their unlikely alliance was just beginning. A new dawn. The UES horizon hung in space, battle-scarred but unbowed, surrounded by the remnants of the isolationist fleet. Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge, her uniform singed and her face smudged with soot, but her eyes blazed with determination. "Status report," she called out, her voice hoarse from shouting orders. Lieutenant Chen looked up from his console, a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration on his face. "Enemy ships have been disabled or retreated, Captain. Counselor Eric's shuttle is secure in our bay. The Lumina are, well, they're everywhere in our systems. It's like the ship has come alive." Elena nodded, feeling the subtle hum of energy that permeated the horizon. The merger of human technology and Lumina consciousness had turned their vessel into something entirely new, a true fusion of their species. Zar-El's glowing form materialized beside her. "Elena, we've decrypted the data from Counselor Eric's shuttle. It confirms our worst fears. The isolationists had planned to overthrow the Council and impose a new regime, one that would have expelled all lesser species from Union space, including humans. Then we arrived just in time," Elena mused. She turned to address her crew and their Lumina allies. "Everyone, I know we're all exhausted, but our job isn't done. We need to get this information back to the Council and help stabilize the situation." As if on cue, the ship's communication system crackled to life. Counselor Eric's face appeared on the main screen, his feathers ruffled but his eyes sharp. "Captain Reyes, I owe you and your crew a debt that can never be repaid," he began. "Your actions today have not only saved my life, but potentially the entire Galactic Union. The Council is reconvening as we speak. Your presence is requested, not as outsiders, but as honored allies." Elena straightened her uniform, doing her best to look presentable. "We'd be honored, Counselor. We'll dock at the station immediately." As the horizon maneuvered back to the massive space station, Elena couldn't help but reflect on how far they'd come. What had started as a routine exploration mission had turned into a galaxy-shaking event that would redefine humanity's place among the stars. The council chamber, so recently a scene of chaos and evacuation, was now filled to capacity. Representatives from every Union species watched in rapt attention as Elena, Zar-El, and Councillor Erix presented their evidence. And so, Elena concluded, her voice carrying across the hushed chamber, "We stand before you not just as humans, or Lumina, or any single species. We stand as proof that cooperation between different beings can achieve miracles. The isolationists sought to divide us, to turn us against each other. But in doing so, they've only made us stronger." Zar-El pulsed in agreement. "The Human-Lumina Alliance has shown us a glimpse of what's possible when we put aside our differences and work together. Our merged consciousness with their ship created something greater than the sum of its parts." Councillor Eric stepped forward. "Esteemed colleagues, I move that we not only accept the humans into the Galactic Union, but that we also create a new initiative, one that encourages cooperation and cultural exchange between all our species, with the Human-Lumina Alliance as its cornerstone." The chamber erupted in discussion, mental projections and verbal debates filling the air. Elena held her breath, acutely aware that the future of human-alien relations hung in the balance. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Councillor Xira's crystalline form rose. The chamber fell silent. "We have deliberated," Xira announced, its faceted body refracting light in a dazzling display. "The Council has reached a decision. Captain Elena Reyes, Zar-El of the Lumina, please step forward." Heart pounding, Elena moved to the center of the chamber, Zar-El floating beside her. "In recognition of your bravery, your commitment to peace, and your demonstration of the power of unity, we hereby extend full membership in the Galactic Union to humanity," Xira declared. "Furthermore, we accept Councillor Erix's proposal. The Human-Lumina Cooperative Initiative will be established immediately, with the goal of fostering similar alliances across our union." The chamber exploded in applause and mental cheers. Elena felt a wave of emotion wash over her, relief, pride, and an overwhelming sense of responsibility. As the formalities concluded and congratulations were exchanged, Elena found a quiet moment with Zar-El. "We did it," she said softly. "We actually did it." Zar-El's form shimmered with what Elena now recognized as joy. "Indeed, Elena, but this is only the beginning. We opened a door, but it's up to all of us to walk through it together." Elena nodded, gazing out at the stars visible through the chamber's vast windows. "You're right. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Bridging gaps, building trust, learning from each other. It won't be easy." "No," Zar-El agreed, "but it will be worth it. Your species has a saying, I believe, 'The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.'" Elena smiled. "Well then, partner, shall we take that step together?" As Human and Lumina stood side by side, looking out at the vast expanse of the galaxy, Elena felt a sense of infinite possibility. They had faced trial by fire and emerged stronger, not just as individual species, but as something new, a beacon of hope for a more united and understanding galaxy. The UES Horizon, docked at the station, hummed with the combined energy of its human crew and Lumina allies. It was more than just a ship now. It was a symbol of what could be achieved when different beings came together in pursuit of a common goal. As Elena prepared to address her crew and share the Council's decision, she knew that the real adventure was just beginning. Humanity had taken its place among the stars, not through force or fear, but through courage, compassion, and cooperation. The galaxy would never be the same, and neither would they.